How's it going, guys? Mitchell J again, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. So yesterday's video, I did a quick review before we got into the cryptocurrency terminology, where we did kind of just a quick review of some mainstay terms. But if you recall, I talked about how on this pullback here, ideally we wanted to see Bitcoin hold 9,000. Um, so essentially, we didn't come down to the bottom of this, range we've kind of been in here of 8,800. Basically, continue the positive progression in terms of the lows not really becoming lower and continuing to be somewhat higher. So, it's still really kind of keeping this slant, this slow little slope we have going higher. It's not much, but it's still positive price action. So, we didn't want to make a lower low. So we needed to essentially hold 9,000. And sure enough, what did we do? Yesterday's candle, which closed about 4 hours ago almost, got down to 9, bounced, and the new day, really not much is happening yet. What's also good is too, not only did we bounce, this right here is a clear pattern. This is the pattern that I pretty much trade off of all the time, and I use as an entry signal. It's also the second video in the Scaredy Cat Guide Investing in Cryptocurrency video course. Bullish U-Turn. This is my favorite pattern. I love it on the daily chart because it's more high probability than if you do it on like an hourly chart. And sure enough, I got into Bitcoin. I added, I should say, a trading position. I added to my core position, but it's a trading position essentially to see if I can make a little money on a bounce here. So what's beautiful about it is my stop is this low. So 89.60 ended up being the exact low. So I got in before this candle actually closed with about an hour or two left in the day because I assumed it was going to close up near where I needed it. It had plenty of leeway. But yeah, so this is my bearish. I'm sorry, my bullish U-turn pattern. Again, I cover that in the second video of the crypto course if you want to get all the details of it. But it's my favorite pattern and generally all I use for entry signals on crypto. For like anytime I see this entry signal, I'm jumping in. So we'll see what happens. If I get a bounce, looking to get out, basically these highs, 98, 99. Maybe I might hold for that touch to 10. Like I said, the downside is just under 9K. So, risking 300 to make, basically 6, 7, 8, depending on where I try and hold to. If I just hold to the highs, I'm looking to make 6, which is the bare minimum, 2-to-1 risk reward. So not awesome on the risk reward front, but at the same time sufficient, especially for just a little trading position around my core position. And I do that to essentially build my core position. So what I'll do probably is, if this goes in my favor, I'll probably sell enough to get my money back out, and then whatever's left over in terms of like profit, keep as Bitcoin, and therefore build my position for free in terms of my long-term position. Anyway, let's take a quick look at Ethereum. That's what I want to look at. So as you can see, Ethereum still hanging in there. So we talked about how it pulled back on that FUD news basically on Monday that ended up being FUD, rallied, and then couldn't really bounce. But look at this, they've tried to knock it down multiple days in a row, and buyers just come back in, buyers come back in, and basically it seems to be holding the 750 area. So we'll see if it can rally here and get above this little top and make a run at this prior resistance, prior top, at 875, 880. The good news is, though, it looks like it is forming yet another higher low, and that's what we want to continue to see. So, you get a consolidation, move up, pull back, bounce, and what is, higher, 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 higher. So in the end, you want to see the pullbacks and the consolidations remain higher than the previous one. And that will basically let you know in general the price action is positive. It's really that simple. It doesn't have to be rocket science. And obviously, as I spoke about, the downside, risk is getting back to this support area, 700, 680. We want to hold that. If we break down from that, then obviously price action goes from bullish to bearish. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out, and if it can make a run and get up into the high eights. That's really it. There's not a ton going on. Just wanted to point that out, especially point out Bitcoin and the entry pattern that it gave. And what I'll do is I will put a link in the show notes to the free ebook, like I normally do for anyone that basically needs to understand what the blockchain is, how to invest in Bitcoin, wallets, all that good stuff. And that link will also lead you to some information in regards to the crypto course and what's included in that, and kind of teach you all the stuff that I do on these charts and the way I go about, reading them and using them to make investment decisions. So, knowledge is power, and execution is what essentially gives you success. So, gotta have the knowledge first. All right, I'll see you on the next video.